in Iowa, Satanists were successful in getting their display proudly into the Capitol Rotunda.
I
in
mean,
Des
it's
Moines.
just a display.
There it is.
Lovely.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Nothing says Christmas like that. I'll tell you that.
Isn't that the truth? Like a goat head with the body of a human.
You want to get put into the Christmas spirit. Just stop,
There it is.
Stop and take a look at that when you're at the Capitol Rotunda.
There it is. Congratulations, Iowa. We had to give equal time to the Satanists. No, you didn't. I saw this article in Salon. The headline was, this story reminds us that Republicans believe free speech is only for them. No. It's also a reminder that Democrats are hypocrites who apparently don't believe their own bullcrap about the limits to each of our rights.
Yeah.
Aren't they the ones who continually say, there's limits on gun ownership and there's limits on free speech, and now all goes out the window because
Sure does.
Here's something they can all get behind: Satan. And, I'll give you a quick refresher of the establishment of a religion, the Establishment Clause in the U.S. Constitution. That's about Congress making no law respecting the establishment of religion. It does not say that all beliefs have to be treated equally. It doesn't say that each is given a certain space for their own little display area. We don't have to. And frankly, we can't allow evil to share equal time with legitimate religions. Nobody's stopping them from engaging in their evil. If they want to worship Satan, go ahead. You have the freedom. That's where your freedom comes from. We don't have to provide the space for you to promote it. This is exactly what John Adams was talking about when he said that our Constitution is suitable only for a moral people. Immorality and evil will absolutely destroy the U.S. Constitution. These Satanists claim they don't worship Satan. In fact, they don't even believe he exists, which is exactly what Satan wants us to believe, of course. There's opposites in all things. So if total evil doesn't exist, well, then neither does total good, right? That's
definitely their argument every time.
It's just an atheist argument. But they hide behind this asinine line because virtually everybody on this planet understands that Satan worship is evil and shouldn't be tolerated, shouldn't be promoted in a forum like this. They just want to mock and blaspheme and then call the rest of us hypocrites. They literally put evil for good, good for evil, bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. It is yet another example of Isaiah 5:20 playing out right in front of our eyes. And Iowa's leadership fell right into their sick, twisted, perverse trap.
Which is kind of a surprise.
I'm really surprised.
I mean,
they've got a great governor, Kim Reynolds. Everybody in Iowa loves her, and yet they caved.
Maybe it's not up to her, but I mean,
maybe
specifically, I don't know. I don't know who makes that call.
But it also blows their BS about democracy out of the water. But democracy! Because if this were indeed democracy, the majority would rule here, right? Yeah. With democracy, the majority wins, period.
Democracy only works for them. I mean, that's your point in the very beginning as well. Is that, it's only for them.
Why is it not possible for our society, for this civilization, to just use some common sense in things like this? Just interject a modicum of common sense into this argument. And we would all understand that a display of Satanism is unacceptable. Sorry, no, you can't do it. If
your HOA allows it, go ahead, put it in your front yard.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Whatever. But not in the Capitol Rotunda. And nobody's saying you can't do it at your house.
Right.
On your own property. If somebody decided that they believe in human sacrifice or murder as a major part of their belief structure, And then they convinced some other people to believe it too. Would they get a space in Iowa's Capitol Rotunda? Let's say some enterprising Nazi creates a religion around the worship of Adolf Hitler, glorifying all of his actions and using Mein Kampf as their scripture. And they decide, well, you know what? We want a display in the Capitol Rotunda.
This is our religion.
And you just put a giant swastika and Hitler quotes about Jews in the display. Would that be allowed too? Of course not. And look, it's not that far-fetched because Satan is certainly more evil than Hitler, and you've allowed him. He is evil itself. It would be unthinkable to put something of Hitler in there. Nobody would do that. Nobody would excuse it. Nobody would say that's okay. You wouldn't condone it. But you put something worse than that? Interesting.
That is interesting. It is.
And if you're going to compare Hitler and Satan, I mean, Satan didn't create Volkswagen or the Autobahn. He doesn't have that to fall back on. At least Hitler has that going for him, right? So, I mean,
did Satan have anything to do with those trains running on time?
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, we have fallen to the most vile, despicable garbage you could possibly create. And Iowa and the government of it, which is pretty conservative, which is very Republican, and they fall for it.
I just read a very thorough article here about this display. I'm just not seeing anywhere in it as to who gave the okay.
Who okays that?
Yeah, but I do see that it is kind of put a charge into one of the state representatives who is now looking to get the 10 Commandments put in the rotunda there in Des Moines, and also at all public schools in Iowa. So maybe this will lead to
some good will come of it.
Huh? I hope so. Good. I hope so. Yeah.
You know, the person who was in charge of putting up the display said, "Well, if you don't like it, don't look at it," which of course has been part of our argument for decades. If you don't like the display of Christianity, just don't look at it. How's it hurting you?
If you don't like the internet post, don't read it.
Yeah, right. But it's agonizing. It really is.
Governor Reynolds says that the display is, quote, absolutely objectionable. I don't know that she has any power to get it removed. I'm just kind of catching up on this story.
You would think the governor of the state has some say in it. But I'm sure they don't want to be sued. But if you got a smart lawyer, a good lawyer, a constitutionalist,
I'm guessing that maybe a state would have that.
Yeah, you would think,
and that's where this has to be resolved, right?
Yeah, it does.
The state.
You need to take this to the Supreme Court, get it decided once and for all. This is BS.
Early on, wasn't? Oh gosh,
really?
It was a David Barton fun fact. Was it the original state constitution of Massachusetts that had like an official state religion? It was one of those.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Yes, Massachusetts had a religion.
So states, I mean, this will probably get struck down though in 2023 America, but states have the right to say no, you can't have this.
Well, that's one of the things that they are against, right? I mean, that's what the Roe v. Wade argument, states' rights, and that they don't want that at all. They want the federal government to be in charge of it all.
It is, in fact, what you were just referring to, Keith, that prompted the letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to that pastor about separation of church and state, because the guy was looking for his opinion on, hey, can we do this in Massachusetts? Mm-hmm. And so he mentioned that there should be a separation there. The protection is for the religion.